Hello, YouTube. So I'm going to stream live on YouTube as well. And I do this so that way if you guys fall asleep or something happens and you don't get to see your reading, it will be on YouTube. All right. How's that? So my mods will have all the list. Okay, that's a lot, Dana. You got to make me work, Dana. Why you got to make me work? Wow, okay. Damn, Dana. So, the reason I was like, damn, is because the thing here drew 4 cards. I thought it was just 3. I was like, okay, that's a lot. It was 4. So, Miss Dana, here's what's up. You're one of the people that, you're one of the people that has really been through the ringer lately. I know that everybody has been through the ringer, but this is like super taffy pull ringer here. Like, this is exhausting. You've kind of been literally the martyr here lately. I would say, especially the last 3 or 4 months, you've been the martyr. You've been the one that everything has happened to or happened around or whatever. It seems like no matter what you do, something breaks. Something breaks. And I bet you've had a lot of problems with vehicles. I bet you've had a lot of problems with electronics, but this is just, oh my God, girl. So let's start with the good things that karma is going to bring around with Saturn in retrograde for you, okay? Because seeing that martyr card just tells me that you've been through it. So the first thing, and we're going to start down here because these were all on top of each other. The first thing is that you're finally going to get some rest to relax and kind of renew a little bit, because in going through the ringer, you've expended so much of your own energy that I would bet that not only are you not sleeping well, but you can't sleep. It's like you get to sleep and you sleep like shit, but at the same time you have insomnia and then you're exhausted all the time. It's almost like this really super vicious cycle. So you're finally going to get a break. Things are going to slow down, calm down, wherever's not right. They're going to slow down and calm down where they've been absolutely hectic. So that's the first. The next one is this connectivity, which tells me that I would bet since probably January, mid-January, your gut hasn't seemed to work right at all. Like, don't know what's going on, but your gut hasn't seemed to be on. It's like somebody literally turned it off, threw a blanket over it. And even though your gut tells you like, maybe you shouldn't do that, but maybe you should. It's like your gut's just haywire. So this right here tells me that you're going to get that back. But here's the problem with this. It's not just, okay, let me get it back just a little bit. It's let it go on all the way. Not just, okay, let's just turn it back to where it's supposed to be. Oh, no. It's through the roof. So be prepared for that. And here's what I'm going to say about that too. Make sure that you're trusting your gut, because if you're getting that connectivity to the point that it's like that, you absolutely need to trust it. Even if you're like, man, I don't know why I got to put this in my pocket, or I don't know why I got to take this or whatever. Do it. Just do it, because it's for a reason. Okay. This next one is interesting because this is possibility for a union. There's somebody over the last few months, 3 months or so in your life, that has just been an ass, like an ass. They've been fighting you at every single turn. Every time you turn around, they're fighting you. There's going to be a major shift. I knew I was getting on. Really? There's going to be a major shift in how this person is around you. I don't know if you can expect a full-on apology, but there's going to be a shift in how this person is around you. So instead of butting heads with you at every turn, Dana, this person's probably going to be like, you know, you're right. And the first time it happens, you're going to be like, the fuck? Because you're so used to this person being in opposition. It's going to be interesting to see how that turns out with that person, because the possibility is there for the two of you to see eye to eye to come back together. Didn't mean it's going to happen, but the possibility is there. So this next one is really interesting. This is the Vanishing Mirror. This is getting rid of some ego that has been around you. And for you, this is in a way you, and in a way this martyr complex. Does that make sense? And I say complex and not in a bad way. So I hope you didn't take that in a bad way when I said it. This is you getting back to having the positive thoughts, going forward like you're supposed to. Because in being the martyr and all this shit piling on your head, it gives you that way of thinking of, well, fuck it. It's just going to fall apart anyway. So why even try? Or, oh my God, all the bad shit happens to me. Like that's what your brain is on right now. So when these things start changing, it's going to start changing that as well. So instead of always saying, well, fuck it, everything bad happens to me anyway, it's going to start shifting into, no, I'm done with this shit happening. This is not happening. Nothing bad happened. You know what I mean? It's going to completely shift. Now, let's talk about the asshole card. I only got one. So, here you go. This is nature. That I'm using this card deck for the bad part of the karma coming your way, because there is good and bad. You know what I mean? Second one. Woo. Love that nature there. Don't stress about that too much. It's just you haven't been able to get out in nature, and whatever it was you used to do, I don't know if it's just because it's winter and it got cold and you just didn't want to be out. And spring, I don't know, spring here has been kind of gnarly and stormy repeatedly. So I didn't want to be out either. But there's going to be something that pulls you out into nature, period. You have to get back out, grounding, whatever it is, walking, camping, hiking, whatever it is that you need to do. The universe is going to pull you out into doing it. Like you're not going to have a choice in being out in nature. Just so you know. The good thing is that's literally all the bad karma. That's all the bad karma coming your way. A lot of this is good karma where you've been through so much bullshit for so long, for, the last 3 or 4 months, that all of these things are going to happen. Another one. What? Okay. Here's why. Because I drew these, okay? And I was only going to draw one, but of course you had to get 2. So the first one is fate. All of these things that you've been through over the last 3 or 4 months had to happen. And I think once these good things start happening and once things start turning around, you're going to look back at those 3 or 4 months and go, okay, I see why that didn't work out. This didn't go through. Why I don't have this anymore. Why this person is not in my life. Do you see what I'm saying? You're going to be able to look back and go, yes, I see why all of this happened the way it did. Because this is setting you in a position right now to seek out your path. You've been on a path, but it hasn't been your path. This right here, all of this bullshit and all of the good shit coming is for you to seek out your path, Dana's path, nobody else's, Dana's path. With that, it's going to be really, really interesting because I think you're going to find that your path is in no way where you thought it was. You've been almost on somebody else's path, if that makes sense. So when all of these good things start to happen, you're going to totally see that you've been on a different path. And I say different because it hasn't been a bad path, hasn't been the wrong path. It was the path that got you to here right now to start on Dana's path. I would expect over the next 5 to 6 months, you have a tremendous shift in who you are. I would say 5 months specifically, because this line both begins and ends with 5. It's going to be very, not just interesting, but kind of a crazy ride for you. I'm just letting you know. Because it's going to be interesting, Miss Dana. So let me refresh my list here. So for those of you guys that are joining me on YouTube, I do readings several times a week, and I will put them here on YouTube as well. If you guys want to go to my website and get on the list early, I do have mediumship reads up for tomorrow, and I also have Norse reads up for Sunday if you guys want to get on the list. I don't know if I have all of them or if I just have my first 5 up. Usually I only have the first 5, but I was kind of in a hurry when I did them all ago, so they may all be up. I'm just saying. I'm so sorry, Karen. Please report them and have fun messing with them. Seriously, mess with them. Waste their time. And then block and report them. Sweet. All right. So, Miss Veronica, are you ready? And if you guys didn't know or didn't catch, my mods have codes because I hit 200,000 followers. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. Not only is there a code for 20% off of all the products in my shop, but on Sunday at 11 a.m., I will be teaching a free class on how to read a birth chart. So you'll get to learn how to read yours and other people's, so that way you can help everybody. So the cool thing is you can sign up on my website, or you can follow me on YouTube because it will be streamed live on YouTube as well. What the hell is in my eyeball? I don't like it. Okay. I keep feeling like I have to use these cards. So make sure I got them right side up. And I do not. That one was upside down. Okay. So. All right, Miss Veronica. Well, okay then. Okay then. You are really coming into your own right now. Okay. So you start off with the Golden Empress, which is power. It tells me that over the last few months, you've really been finding your power. You've been stepping up into your own power. You've been figuring out who you are in an amazing way. You're super in touch with you right now. So I'm going to yawn a lot, apparently. Okay. So here's some of the first things, karmic wise, good that are coming your way. This is limitless possibility. So as you are fully stepping onto your path to who you are and moving forward, you just have an amazing, there is no ceiling. There is no ceiling. There's no stopping where you're going to go. There's no stopping. Whatever you dream, you can literally do. You have that power. that Golden Empress and the Limitless Possibility, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. You literally have the power to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Now, the next thing good that's coming your way, and this is going to sound funny when I say it, but it is a good thing. This is obstacles. This is a wall. Up until this point, when you wanted to make a decision, even if it was in no way in your best interests, there were not a lot of obstacles. You could just do it. You just do it. This right here is another yawn. What the fuck? That's what I get for taking a deep breath, I guess. This right here is a whole shitload of walls and obstacles. So when you're heading out on this limitless possibility and you're starting to go down a path or do something that's not in your highest good, there are going to be so many obstacles in your way. It's going to make it virtually impossible for you to do the thing. Does that make sense? So it's like the universe is putting up bumper rails for you. So you'll know when you go to make a decision, when you go to plan a trip or go someplace new or maybe look for a job, whatever it is, and there's obstacle after obstacle after obstacle, and not just little ones, but like super crazy hardcore obstacles. It's to keep you on the right path for your highest good. So it's an amazing amount of protection, going forward. Really? Can't do that. I'm done with that. So this card here is past life emotion. Well, and I do want to point this out. So you see the colors on this card? You can't make this shit up. It's all the same colors. And notice how they go from light to dark. Just saying. You have a lot of things karmically that are going to start coming up. So you might warn the people around you like, hey, might be starting to do some weird shit, because there's going to be things that pop up that you suddenly are like, man, I need to do this. I don't know why, but I need to do this for me. It's because there are some past life issues that are going to pop up that you can take care of in this life. And they're not going to be humongous ones. They're going to be little bitty things. Well, they seem like little bitty things human-wise, but it's going to mean something humongous to your soul. It may be as easy as like visiting someplace or learning something or whatever. But it's fantastic. It's going to clear up a lot of things karmically that your soul has been trying to deal with. So let's talk about the bad karmic stuff coming your way. Ready? This is the distance card. So there are some people that here lately, it's like the distance has been growing between you. It's going to get worse to the point that they're probably not going to be in your life come this fall. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. Not everybody is meant to go on your journey with you, sweetheart. It is what it is. But the reason for all of this is because you're reclaiming who you are. You're reclaiming who Veronica is. Instead of just shooting in the dark and hoping you hit something, you now have an amazing light that you're headed for. So you have a very, very awesome, interesting few months coming up. Really, really, the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. So when you feel like you need to do things or go someplace or learn something, absolutely do it. And when you have something, you're like, I kind of want to do this, and all these obstacles start hitting you, don't do it. Because that's the universe telling you it's okay. You don't need that. So you literally have bumpers on the rails. So it's hard for you to hit a gutter ball. I'm just saying. It's hard for you to hit a gutter ball. So this summer is going to be fantastic for you as well, Veronica. Whereas you've been kind of just aimlessly going. So now, yep, there's your sign. There's your sign. So, all right. I hope that made sense. Good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. So that leaves me to Miss, is it Kari or Carrie? Am I saying it wrong? It's Kari, isn't it? And I was saying Carrie. I'm sorry. Miss Kari. I'm a terrible pronouncer. And I will reach out to the people who won the Bodhi bag and the Friday the 13th brag bag. Just letting you know. All right. Here you go, Miss Kari. So I am teaching the birth chart class at 11 a.m. Central on Sunday the 5th. And don't stress if you guys can't make it, because I will absolutely be streaming it on TikTok or not TikTok, but YouTube. So if you miss it, you can go to my YouTube and watch it later. So yeah. So the auction orders have been shipped out. We still have a couple that have to go out because we were waiting on payment to come in, but everything is getting shipped out. Well, what's left is getting shipped out tomorrow. 95% of it has already gone out. Like, it has been like, my house is trashed right now. I have 2 folding tables up with the remnants of orders and then other orders going out. So yeah, it's been a little crazy at the Bodhi house. It's been a little crazy at the Bodhi house. So yeah. No worries, guys. And just so y'all know, I was going to take this weekend off. Last weekend for Memorial Day, I was going to take at least Saturday or Sunday off. Woo, okay. That's a lot, but oh, I see why. Okay. Gotcha. But I worked 14 hours on Saturday, 13 on Sunday, and almost that on Monday. But we got everybody invoiced and everything out. So yeah, that made me happy. Y'all overwhelmed us with the auction orders and the sale orders. All right, Miss Kari, you ready? Wow, you can't make this shit up. Okay. Can't make this shit up. Here we go. So you have the Maestro. So this is kind of the master card. This is you being able to just do all of the things, to manipulate, to do whatever. Now, manipulate is a good word in this sense, not a bad word, okay? Because this is a master at manifesting. So I don't know if you've been working on your manifesting skills, but that's exactly what this is. So let's talk about these things. Ooh, I just saw that card down there. That's fucking fantastical. Okay. Apparently, a lot of you have been really, really good girls. You've been dealing with so much shit. All right. Miss Lady Evans, what's up? I just saw moderators. What's up? So let's start off with this. Just so you know, if you've been working on your manifestation, if you've been working on moving forward and so on, then this is moving out of stagnation. So part of the karma that's going to head your way is kind of a rocket forward. Now, this has its good and its bad. I'm just going to tell you that right off the bat. It has its good and its bad. So you're going to get rocketed forward. Be prepared for your sleep to change, your eating habits to change, the things you like to change, the things you don't like to change. Like, everything's going to be turned on its head. Then, like I said, you can't make this, make words. You can't make this shit up. This is limitless possibility, just like Veronica had. So you moving forward and you moving out of stagnation, which makes me feel really sad, because this right here tells me that you have literally felt held back. You have felt like something has been holding you in the chair and you can't get up and get forward. Well, love, if you'll message the site we'll get it figured out, because Sass has been messaging everybody. Sass has actually gone back. Y'all have no idea how much Sasshole has worked for me. She has worked her ever-loving ass off. She has actually gone back through every message since October. She's still going through some of them, guys. Okay, so be kind of patient, but she's making sure that nobody is getting missed or left behind. So if you guys are missing anything at all from me or whatever, please, please, please send a message to the site and give us a little bit, because like I said, she has been busting her ass. I personally work anywhere from 10 to 14 hours a day. She works a big girl job, and then she works for me too. And so she's been going through everything and taking care of you guys. And I cannot thank her enough. She's fucking fantastic. And she gets to listen to me vent, which I'll admit is sometimes funny when I go back and listen to the voice recordings. So she does get comic relief, but Sass is the shit. All right. I love you, Sass. So, yeah, y'all, my to-do list is no joke. It's no joke. So if you guys are missing anything, please, please, please message the site and give us a little bit to get back to you. I am actually taking tomorrow off, believe it or not, because I have a massive event here in Tulsa, and I'm going to do all the girly things and go get my nails done and do my hair, and I'm going to do all the girly things tomorrow. Y'all already know I will end up working at some point, but I digress. So, Miss Kari. Back to Miss Kari. Girl, all of this right here tells me that you have been held back to the point that, like, you've been trying to push forward, and it's like this steel bar has been across your chest where you just can't move forward. And it gives a little bit, and then it shoves you right back. So you've been stuck. Not just stuck, but held back, stuck. So here's the thing about this. With you moving out of stagnation, with you having an amazing, thank you, sugar, amazing unlimited possibility, you need to remember that you are your greatest gift. You are your greatest gift. So whatever this has done to your mental state of how you see yourself is wrong, because you're an amazing person, sweet pea. The universe is going to start showing you that. So here's the bad karma that's coming through, okay? And at first I was like, oh, no, I'm not doing 3 bad karma cards, shit. But I see why they came out the way they came out. It wasn't just like 3. It was like one on top of the other on top of the other. So they came in like this. So the first one is night. So you are going to go through a dark night of the soul this summer. Even though all of this is fantastic and you're rocketing forward and you have this limitless possibility, you moving out of stagnation so fast is going to show you where a lot of the things you've been stuck in were things that either you chose or lessons that you almost refuse to learn, if that makes sense. Because we're all stubborn. All of us humans are stubborn. Don't say you're not stubborn. None of you. So you are going to go through a dark night of the soul. You're also going to have a lot of mischief around you. So as these things are going forward, as all of this is going your way, as life is going your way, just know there's going to be some fuckery afoot. We've moved from shenanigans to fuckery here. So just know you need to have your protections in place hardcore, because this card on the bottom is the warning card. So the cool thing about the fuckery is that you're going to have warnings before it hits. Some of it will just be your gut, like, man, I don't know what's coming on, but something is fixing to happen. So you will have warnings before the fuckery. So, I mean, it's a good bad thing. Does that make sense? But a lot of this is going to hit you when you're going through that dark night of the soul, because that is the time when your soul is leveling up the most. Because you literally have the universe at your fingertips once you get through that dark night of the soul. Like I said, it goes right along with this Maestro card, with you being able to manifest whatever and do whatever you want, go wherever you want. You just need to remember that you are your greatest gift and trust your gut. because the warnings will come before the fuckery happens. So you'll be able to literally see it coming a mile away. Just trust your gut. Okay. So I'm glad you love my explanations. My kids don't always love them, so I'm glad you all love them. My kids always think I'm cringe, and I'm like, all right, whatever, I don't care. Give a shit. I don't give a shit or a fuck. So yeah, that's how that goes. I always tell them one day you're gonna miss me. They will. My kid will even miss me dancing at them in the car. It is what it is. All righty, loves. So, Miss Stephanie Woodbury. So let me make sure I've got all my first 5 here. You're welcome, Miss Kari. Make sure I got everybody on here. All right. So Miss Stephanie Woodbury, and then I've got Miss Leanne. So after Stephanie, I've got Leanne, Jennifer Forch, Virginia Fisher, and Yoli. Ooh, Yoli. I love that name. It makes me want to sing it. Y'all ever notice how you come across people that have names, certain names, and you're like, I just want to sing your name. Even though there's no song attached to their name, you just want to sing it. That's where I'm at. I will try not to sing your name, Yoli, because I will probably get irritated with it. I'm so sorry, Creative Clutter. I'm so glad that you got in. Wix was doing some weird updates, and I don't like it. I don't like it. So, all right. Well, all right. Miss Stephanie. So those of you guys that don't know, I do a Bodhi box every month. You guys would like to get in on that, is on my site. These always include some stones, some of them that I dig personally. They always include a tea, bath soaks, herbs, and weird fucking random ingredients. And if you guys don't follow me and you don't know much about me or whatever, I travel all over the U.S. And when I do, I gather weird ingredients wherever I go. So, aw, I'm so sorry, bird. So on the site, I should be able to ship to Canada. If not, send me a message. We did for a while, and then, like I said, Wix did an update. I don't know. Wix is on crack. It's just Wix is on crack. Let me just say that. I probably can't say it on TikTok. I'm going to get in trouble and get the big band. So, guys, make sure you follow me on TikTok. Not TikTok. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, on Instagram, and Facebook, just in case, because for some reason, my backup account here on TikTok, which had like 10,000 followers, got banned. And I don't even post or comment from it, so I don't know how it got banned, but it got banned, and it didn't have any of my content on it. I mean, it had my content, but original content, so I don't know what the fuck. So yeah, so make sure you follow me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest and Twitter, all the things. All right, Miss Stephanie. I know Stephanie's like, I'm ready, just give me the things. You ready, Steph? Okay. You had 2 interesting cards fall out. So you have Morrigan Le Fay, and then you have Charon, which is the ferryman. Both of these are interesting cards because you see how Morrigan was like this. She fell out like that. So Morrigan Le Fay's card in this is atonement and growth, but it's sideways. And it's over Charon, which is focus and transition. So you're fixing to go through a very interesting transitional period. The thing about it is it's going to be balanced. So just as much growth as you do comes some atonement. So it's like balance. Does that make sense? So you are going to have good and you are going to have bad happening once Saturn goes into retrograde. So let's start with these. You also have the Vanishing Mirror as well. This is part of the Morrigan Le Fay card up here. This one right here is good and bad. It's overall good, but it's going to feel bad when it's happening. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? My backup account is back up. Yay! Because I petitioned. I was like, no. Y'all won't even let me get fucking verified. No. So that makes me happy. Okay. I will tell you about mediumship here in just a minute. So this card right here, Stephanie, is the way you look at yourself right now is fixing to completely get turned on its head. So the things right now that you think are terrible about yourself, you're going to end up loving, and vice versa. And I know that you're like, what the fuck? It's better than it sounds. It's better than it sounds. This is a massive transition for you. Okay. And it's going to happen very specifically. This is the Intentionality card. So you're going to start gaining so much confidence in yourself, your gut, your abilities, etc., that when decisions pop up where before you might be like, I don't know, like I want to do it, but I don't, it's going to be like yes or no. There's not going to be any in between. You're going to be acting very intentionally going forward in a great way, because that Vanishing Mirror, you shifting about yourself, gives you the confidence that you're like, like, so here's one thing I'm going to tell you just from my personal experience, because I had that shift happen, and that I've learned that if I don't trust my gut and I go against my gut, the universe always throws me a spanking. Like, bitch, you knew. I told you, you didn't listen. You literally preached to everybody to listen and you didn't. So here's a fucking spanking. But when I act very intentionally, that like, you know what? This is the decision I made and I'm sticking with it. And if it goes down in flames, it goes down in flames. The universe usually helps pull me out of it. So act very intentionally that this is what I'm doing. Not, well, maybe. Just saying. Here's the other one. Now, this one looks bad because it's upside down, but it's not. This is the Power of Community card, and it's upside down. You're fixing to lose people on your path. And it's going to feel like you're walking by yourself for a little while. But this is actually a good thing, because in losing those people, it's going to, you're going to lose the people that are not really on your side, that are not supposed to be on your path with you. So this is actually a good thing. It's going to suck, but it's a good thing. So the other one here is the Let It Out and Let It Flow card. Thank you, love. Is the Let It Out and Let It Flow card. There's going to be a lot, and this goes right along with this shift and this intentionality. There's going to be a lot that you're going to open up and be like, you know what? This is how I felt for a long time, and now I'm finally owning it, and I don't give a fuck what you think. This is who I am. This is whatever. You know what I mean? Done. That may be why you lose some people. It may be why you gain some people, but be authentic going forward. Here's the bad one. Okay. So this one here is the Illusion card. This right here tells me that there's a lot of things that, and this goes along with all of this transition and stuff. There's a lot of things that have been overlaid on your path and on your life. Almost like somebody, the universe, whatever, put a whole bunch of cellophane on top. So you can see the bottom, but it's so distorted. You may have a circle, a big sphere down there, and all of the things up on this, all of the cellophane makes it look like a rectangle. That's a completely different shape. You can still see it, but it just looks different. You see what I'm saying? So all of this transition right here is going to peel back those layers of illusion, and you're going to see things for what they really are in all aspects of your life. Some of them are going to be really good. Some of them are going to be bad, and some of them are going to cause you to let people go, etc. Just so you know. Thank you, Filey Sue. So you're going to be going through this whole shift to release a lot of things that you've been holding on to. Some of them will be people, but some of them are going to be the way you look at yourself. Some of them are going to be the way you think, the way you act. And when I say act, I don't mean like attitude. I mean like intentionality. Does that make sense? So, girl, you have a huge shift coming up. You have a huge, huge shift all summer. In fact, it's going to feel like you shift and then you shift and then you shift and then you shift. And you're going to be like, okay. Like, I'm tired of shifting at this point. Like, I just need a break. I'm ready to go back to the stagnation. But it's time for you to start moving like this. And the universe knows it. So you don't really have too much of a choice. You don't really have too much of a choice. You're going to keep having massive shifts and transformations. So, well, congratulations. I'm just going to say it that way. So I hope all that made sense for you, love. Make sure I'm putting these back on right. Yep. All righty. That leads me to Miss Leanne. You ready, Miss Leanne? You're so welcome, sweetheart. So, while I am pulling Miss Leanne's card, I'm going to eat a big chewy nerd that April left at my house. Hey, Celtic Roots, how are you? So, okay. Mediumship readings, because somebody was asking. A couple of you were asking. Okay, Leanne. That's a lot. That's like 7 cards, dude. That's a lot, Leanne. So, mediumship readings. I have been a medium for a while. Well, I say for a while. For a very, very long time. I do mediumship reads. I used to do them every week, but guys, they truly wear me out. The only thing that wears me out more than mediumship reads are past life reads. But I scheduled one for tomorrow. Thank you for the gift, love. I scheduled one for tomorrow. Not tomorrow, excuse me. Not tomorrow. Saturday at 9. Now, those, please make sure you're there. So that way I can get confirmation from you whenever I'm like, okay, here's this, here's this, here's this. Some of the people here in the chat have had mediumship readings from me. And I will let them answer questions about how accurate or not accurate I am. I have been doing it a very long time. Every time I travel, if you guys would like to see me in person, there's a list on my website on events. Not only do I go and I do big events like conventions and stuff, before that big event, that convention, I also hold an in-person, like a shamanic mediumship retreat. So we're going to do some warrior Reiki together. You guys get a mediumship, etc. Okay. All right, Miss Leanne, you ready? So you have the Morrigan upside down. And I thought it was funny because I made sure to turn this deck right side up twice, but I kept turning it upside down. It's so weird. Anyway, you have the Morrigan upside down, which is introspection and opposition, which means you're going to stop looking inside as much and you're going to stop having as much opposition to your path going forward. So this is the refusal of the call card. And this is a good thing. One of the things that's going to shift with Saturn going into retrograde is you've had something that's been pulling you. And you've like literally almost done it. You've almost done it several times, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet to just do it because something's been holding you back. It's been holding you back because you don't need to do it. So whatever this is, it's going to pop up again and it's going to be cut, done. You're actually going to look at it and go, I don't want to do this. I don't in any way think this is a good idea now. So whatever it is that you've been kind of toying with, etc., is going to pop up again. And this time you're going to flat say no. No. Then you have the Moon Maiden, which is new beginnings. I'm kind of wondering if this isn't about your love life, Leanne. I'm just saying. But this new beginnings is going to be something very unique for you, because the introspection and the opposition being upside down, and then you have this new beginnings being something karmic that comes along. It's almost like a reward for being in the trenches for so long. Does that make sense? Now, here's the interesting thing about the bad karma part, whatever words. This is the dominance card. Leanne fixing to get some dominance. You're fixing to be able to, where before you may have backed down, or you may have been a little timid, or you may have not wanted to speak your mind because you want to hurt somebody's feelings or whatever. Now that's shifting into this hardcore, like, no, I'm just going to tell you how I feel. Because this is the Speak Truth card. This whole avenue of karma that Saturn is bringing in for you has to do with you opening your throat chakra up and speaking your truth. May not be somebody else's truth, may not be in any way how they see it, but it's your truth because it matters to you. Guys, there's so many sides to every damn story. Your side may be the absolute truth, and the other person's side may be the absolute truth as well. But if you always go along with their truth, you're not speaking your own truth and you're not standing up for yourself. There's a reason that things happen. Literally every single thing happens for a reason. This karma is for you to not only learn to speak your truth, but to assert your dominance. To be completely done with the situation, not on the fence about it all the time, and put it out of your mind, and to find this new beginning that's coming your way. So, I'm glad you said that. I was fixing to ask if that made sense, and I looked up and saw, so true. I love you, Miss Leanne. All righty. Will rosemary work instead of cayenne pepper in a spell jar? I would do a different kind of pepper. So if you have like red pepper flakes or something like that, like you really want a chili. You really want a chili. But so if you have chili pepper, chili powder, things like that. Yeah. So yeah. All righty. You're welcome. All right. Miss Jennifer Ford, she ready? Oh, hang on. Oh, if you guys are wanting to schedule a private reading, there is a thing on my website under the services tab for you to send in like what you're needing. Because SAS also schedules you guys for me. My schedule is really, really hectic. I will let you guys know that I think at this point I'm booking into July. I cannot take any appointments in August because my schedule is stupid. But I know at this point I'm probably booking into July. But if you guys would like a private reading, all you got to do is send in the form on that page because it's specifically for those. So it goes into a special folder and we know, okay, we got to pay attention to these. So yeah, here we go. You're welcome so much, love. But yes, I am happy to do private readings. All right, Miss Jennifer, are you ready? So I have Jennifer, Virginia. Woo! I'm dropping cards. Yoli, Lorianne Brown, and Ashley Hack. That's not all that's on my list, guys. Those are just my next few. So there you go. All right. Let me refresh this. Did you guys really fill my list up this evening? Oh my gosh. Y'all making me work, aren't you? Just kidding. Just kidding. Hey, Jen the Koi Fish. You did. Oh my gosh, guys. You're so sweet. All right. Ready, Miss Jen? What the hell? You absolutely cannot make this shit up. Okay. Okay. So, you have Vent, which is the Caretaker of the Lost card. It's a badass card. I'm just saying. It's a really cool card. That card right there is assistance and memory and so on. You're going to have kind of an interesting couple of months coming up. 2 to 3 months especially, because at the end of this next 2 months, you're going to have a major shift. Okay, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. Here's why I said you can't make this shit up. Because I had these two cards fall out like this, right? So when I put cards back in a deck, I usually put them in the same order, okay? And I just put them on the top or the bottom or whatever. But you first have new beginnings, and then you have the refusal of the call. So this tells me right off the bat, you're going to have some things hit your path that are weird and brand new and in your face. Like, what is even this? Like those kind of feelings. It's going to be fantastic, and it's going to really shift you. I'm going to say it this way because it's the way I heard it, up onto your path. So it's almost like maybe you've been walking down here, either in the ditch or on the field below the road, whatever. It's going to shift you up onto your path. Does that make sense? At the same time, when you get shifted up onto your path, there are probably about 60 paths in front of you. Maybe not 60. Let's say more like 6. I tend to exaggerate sometimes. There's probably going to be about 6 paths in front of you. You are actually going to have to pick which one you want to let go of. Because all of these are paths that you've either been on or that you've been considering, etc. You're going to have to let go of some paths that their time has passed, if that makes sense. The thing that I love about that, though, is that the bad karma is the waterproof card. So this right here tells me that you are going to have some things hit you. Some bad things hit you over the next couple months. But they're going to roll right off your back. So when something bad hits, just let it go. You know what I mean? Like just let it go. Don't give it a lot of thought. Don't give it a lot of energy. Just let it roll off your back because you're literally waterproof going through this. Now, here's why you're waterproof, because you have 2 cards here and they are one on top of the other. So let's talk about the top one first. This is the death card. So the death card, guys, means a pause and a rebirth. It doesn't mean literal death. Okay. I know people are like, oh God, it's a death. No, I love seeing the death card because it means a complete cut from something old and something brand new can start. Then you have higher perspective. So you have to go through these things. And like I said, 2 to 3 months. I know I love that death card too. Isn't that fucking fantastic, guys? Like it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. You have to go through all of these shifts because at the end of that I'm going to say 2 into 3 months is when that death card hits you, is when that complete cut and rebirth hits you. And you're going to have, I would say probably 2 weeks straight of things hitting you to where you're like, oh my God, How did I never see this before? How did I never make these connections? How did I never do this? How did I, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just going to be like, so it's going to be interesting for you. It's going to be an interesting summer, a very interesting summer for you, love. And you are so welcome. I'm glad that you love my readings too. I may or may not love reading for y'all. I'm just saying what I'm saying. All righty. Miss Virginia Fisher. Ready? And like I said, guys, if you get tired, if you fall asleep, thank you for the roses, guys. If you have something happen and you miss your reading, it is on YouTube. Okay. So. It's funny when I turned my air conditioner back on, when I turned it down so I wouldn't melt here in the chair in front of y'all, my whole head is plugged up. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? So, all right. Come on, man. I'm trying. See, look, I ask and then it's like way too many cards. So, let's try this. Still too many, man. Okay. Seriously? Seriously? Thank you. I was about to get mad. I was about to be like, what the buck? Me and the cards were about to have a chat. And not a nice chat either. That deck in particular has kind of been being an ass lately. I just now realized because I was reading with it the other day and I had to threaten to knock it then too. Thank you. I appreciate that. Look, this deck was like, I'm just going to give you the card. I'm just going to give you the card. Don't knock me. Don't knock me. I love my cards. They all have a sense of humor. Cracks me up. All right. We ready? Miss Virginia, you start off with the Golden Empress as well, which is an amazing amount of personal power, of confidence, of magnetism, of drawing the things in that you've been asking the universe for. Then you also have rest and renewal. So karma-wise, you're finally going to get a damn break. You're finally going to get a damn break. Which, seeing this, it's not so much that things have been hitting you hardcore. It's just the things that have been hitting you are heavy. They're big things. It's not like a whole ton of little things. It's just heavy, humongous things. So you've been having to lose a lot of sleep over all of these big things. Know that that's fixing to change. And then you have this card, and it is whopper-jawed like this. It fell out whopper-jawed. This is balancing act. This is dances on one foot. So this complete snowed under feeling that you've been in, like overwhelmed, is about to shift. But seeing it like this, I love that it's whopper-jawed because it tells me that shift is going to be nice and slow. It's not going to be like, bam, trying to get balanced out. That tells me that the universe and your personal power going through the roof is just like, it's going to ease you into it. So, I mean, it sucks, but it's great at the same time. I personally would rather be eased into something instead of like, bam. Well, I don't know. I say that. I like change. I don't know what's worse or which one's better. Anyway, you're going to get eased into this transition. Now, here's the bad part. This right here is the mimicry card. You're going to have a whole bunch of things come into your view, into your vision, that you're going to go, ooh, I want to do that, and I want to do that, and I want to do that. Because you see someone else doing it, and you're like, oh my God, that's fucking cool. The thing is, though, you have to make sure you're not following the path of someone else. Follow your path. The reason I say that is because the card here is for you to get curious. So when all of these other things pop up and you're like, oh my God, I really would love to do that. I want to do this. I want to do this. Make sure that you're curious about it for your reasons and not just because it looks cool on here. Just, you see what I'm saying? Just because it looks cool on TikTok or online or whatever. Do it for your reasons. But that confidence and that magnetism that you have is going to go through the roof. And that coupled with actually getting some rest, it's like this. They're just going to keep going up and up and up. So that's actually a fantastic thing, girl. So enjoy that. You're going to have a very nice, easy summer. There we go. A very nice, easy summer. All right, Yoli. So I have Yoli, Lorianne Brown, Ashley Hack, Taya, or is it Taya? If I say it wrong, I'm so sorry. And then Melissa, Christina Jesse, Andrea, Emily Young. I've got so many more on my list. I'm just reading the next ones. Okay. Hi, Yoli. How are you, love? Man, I don't know what's up with my eyeball lately, but, well, I do. I've had a pretty good migraine on and off for a few days, and I tend to get this eye twitch, and so then it's like, I just hope y'all can't see it. So I'm convinced that every time it happens, y'all can see it, and then I get to watching my own eye, and I can't see it, but I know everybody sees it. It's the weirdest feeling. This is what I hate it. Hate it a lot. Oh, I'm so sorry, love. Everybody's been having headaches lately. It's been crazy. But I don't know if you guys noticed. Somebody pointed out to me yesterday that the Schumann resonance has been weird. There was a humongous shift yesterday about the time that shooting happened here. It's been weird. So a lot of people have had really terrible headaches. So I don't know what's going on energetically in the world, but I don't know about y'all, but I'm kind of tired of it. Between the solar flares, between the Schumann resonance being off, between the big old weird ripples of space-time hitting us from those two black holes colliding, I'm done. I'm done. I'm tired of the fucking headaches, man. Like, can the universe send something that would at least take the headaches away? I mean, I don't want anything in return either. I just don't want the headaches anymore. I'm done with the headaches. All right, loves. Yeah, feeling drained. I'm over that too. I'm completely over that too. Of course, then I would just work more. So I don't know. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm drained. All right, Yoli, ready? So you start off with Morgan Le Fay, right side up. And Morgan Le Fay is atonement and growth. So like I said, kind of a double-edged sword on some things. So, okay. You start off with compassion. This is the heart home card. What's funny is I don't feel like this card is you're going to gain all this compassion because I feel like you already have the compassion. I just feel like the compassion has not been directed back at you. It's like you've been the compassionate one. You've been the bigger person. You've been the one to reach out, to do the things, to be the compassionate, turning the other cheek, trying to be the bigger person. And no one has been doing that for you. So now is that shift where you finally get the compassion back at yourself. Sorry, I paused for a minute. My son is sending me pictures, and then I read the text that came afterwards, and ew. Just ew. I'm just saying, it had to do with sweaty boy socks. I don't care, nor do I want to see that anymore. Like, you're 22, man. I don't want to see it. So I'm sorry, Yoli, but I paused. I was like, ew. He's sending me pictures. I'm like, ew, stop. I love my son. I love my son. I love my son. That lets me know that he's feeling much better. So y'all know that he was really, really sick for a while. Like we were on the verge of losing him a couple of times. So it was bad. It was badder than I let on to be because I didn't want y'all to worry. So, all right. You're finally going to start getting that compassion back at yourself. The compassion is going to come back to you, where you've been very compassionate and you have been being the bigger person. It's finally going to start happening, reciprocating to you. Now, this card right here is kind of whopper jawed like this. So that is the moving out of stagnation card. Notice that it was whopper jawed. I have the feeling that you're that person that likes to have things planned out. Like you like to know, okay, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming, so you can prepare for it. And I think the universe knows that. So instead of just being like, guess what? Let's move forward. The universe is like, okay, so this is going to happen. And then this is going to happen. And then this is going to happen. Like the universe is giving you little milestones. So it's not just flinging you forward into this change. It's like little by little by little by little. What's funny is this right here is the bad karma coming your way, and it's routine. So you're going to have to be really, really careful that you don't fall into a routine and ignore some of these pushes forward, because it's really, really easy to fall into a routine and we forget to do fun things. We forget to do things that are exciting or new or whatever. So had both instances. Yeah. So just make sure you don't fall too much into a routine. So here's these two, because you have two. So one of the main things you're going to gain with Saturn going into retrograde is your self-love back. I love this card because I love me some peacocks. So I love it. So you're going to gain your self-love and self-confidence back. And you're just absolutely going to be reclaiming who you are. So there you go, love. All of the things this summer are for a reason, for you to reclaim. Woo! There it was. I knew it was coming. For you to reclaim yourself and your self-love back. So it's going to be a good summer for you. You're so welcome, sugar. You're so welcome. Miss Lorianne Brown. I haven't seen her pop in, but I've been trying to watch the comments, but I didn't. So I don't know if Miss Lorianne Brown is here. I love you too, Miss Yoli. So there's Miss Lori. How are you, Lori Lou? Well, we're glad to see you first timers here. I'm glad to see you. My mods are glad to see you. All of my loyal peoples here are glad to see you. We have a very, very good group of peeps here. Lori, you're just throwing cards at me. Okay. You can't make this shit up tonight. Okay. Ready? I'm so glad that you and your fiance watch me all the time. That makes me so happy. I love that. So you were trying to send coins. Oh, well, Miss Lori, here we go. You start off with the Morrigan, who in your case, this is the weaver of fate. And you'll see why I say that here in a little bit. But the Morrigan is also introspection and opposition. So I'm just going to keep saying so, apparently. So, sorry. So you ever notice how when you start saying something and then you're like, stop saying it, stop saying it, stop saying it. And then that's all you can think of to say is the fucking word that you're trying to quit saying. I will not say so. So anyway, Lori, this is a lot of introspection and a lot of opposition. But the thing is, the opposition is not against you. It's on your part. And it's actually a good thing. We're going to talk about that. So, goddamn shit. I got to quit saying so. You also have the Vanishing Mirror, which is the ego subjugation. There are certain aspects of you that, even though you've grown tremendously, you've grown so much, even just in the time that I've known you, you've been like, you are night and day different than you were when I first met you. There are still, there it is. There are still parts of you that you're holding firm to. I don't think it's that you're afraid to let them go because you know you have to let them go, but you don't want to let them go because they're some of the last pieces of the old you. So let me tell you right off the bat. There's a lot of people since January that have gone through such a tremendous change that they've had to completely mourn who they used to be, so they can fully embrace and enjoy who they are now. The world has gone through such a massive shift, that almost everybody has had to go through this. Some people have had to change like that. And it was like overnight, you better be ready because this is going to happen. You better mourn this person right now. And other people have had these little bitty things where it's like, I have to let go of this, and I have to let go of this, and I have to let go of this. So they've had steps to letting go of themselves. So yours has been kind of steps, Lori. So you only have like 2 little things left. They're little bitty, tiny, tiny things. And you're going to have to let them go this summer. You're going to have to let them go this summer because this is literally your initiation into being who you are supposed to be. You had a major part of your soul step back in over the last couple months. So this initiation this summer is basically for you to let go of those last 2 parts. So here's what's funny, because this is the bad part of the karma coming. And this is why you're going to see why I say it's funny, because this is the abundance card. So it's kind of like, in doing this, there's a lot of abundance that comes your way spiritually. Because when I'm reading with this line, etc., for you, and this card comes up, it's not money. It's not money. It's spiritually. So there is such a thing, guys, as being too connected. There is such a thing as delving too far down your spiritual path. You literally lose touch with normal daily life. Sometimes that's cool, but you don't want to do it for a long time, because then you get so disconnected and out of everything that you don't see how everything is going around you. And that can be really, really dangerous. So when this spiritual abundance comes in, it's going to have all of its red flags everywhere. And I know that you're a really, really smart cookie, and I know you do a lot of introspection and shadow work and so on. So when these pop up, even though you're like, oh my God, this is so great that I'm feeling all this and doing all this and etc., you're going to have these little stops that you put in place, like, ooh, that's about too much. Like, I'm going to take a break. Because you've got to transmute this into where you're going. And I wish I could tell you where you're going. And I thought I could with this other card, but I can't. I'll tell you why. You've got to transmute this energy into moving forward. This is the surrender card, and it's upside down. So you can't give in to wanting to still be the same person that you were, because in no way are you. You're going through this change. So it's going to be really hard to not slide right back into some of those things. But just know that you absolutely cannot surrender and go back to who you were. So guys, there is such a thing as going too deep in shadow work, going too deep in introspection. You need to do shadow work in pieces. Once you start doing shadow work, once you start down that spiritual path, it never stops. It never stops. You will get to the point where you do it on a moment by moment basis. So here's the cool thing about that. Well, there's a couple of things about that. The cool thing about that is you'll stop making decisions like that because your brain will make you kind of stop and think a little bit. Is this in my highest good? Is this in that person's highest good? Is it blah, blah, blah? You'll start to do all the shadow work in your head like this. Like, why did I react that way initially? Is it because of this? Do I still need to work on these two things? Like, you'll really start to do shadow work on a second by second basis. You'll also get to the point where when something happens around you, somebody says something or whatever, you won't react as much as you do now. You won't outwardly react. Now, internally, you might be like, you motherfucker, ready to hit somebody. But outwardly, you're not going to react because in your brain, you're doing that moment by moment work and you're going, okay, am I reacting to this because of how I was treated as a child? Am I reacting to this because of a narcissist? You see what I'm saying? You start to do that moment by moment. Now, you can go too far into shadow work. You should not do shadow work every single day. You just shouldn't. You shouldn't. Period. Because shadow work can really lead you into a depression. It can lead you into anxiety. Like, you can legit break yourself. I'm just saying. So don't do shadow work 24/7. You physically cannot. And I'm going to say, I've seen some books, I've seen some apps, and I've seen some things like that whenever I opened them and I was looking at them, that's too much. This whole thing about being raw with shadow work, I agree with. I think it's great because we all need to be very honest with ourselves in doing shadow work, but there is such a thing as being mean. There is such a thing as being mean. Some of the books and apps I've seen that are shadow work books, shadow work apps, they're just fucking mean. That's not shadow work. That's damaging somebody else's psyche. So be very careful with some of those, okay? If you guys don't know where to start with shadow work, if you need help, I'm happy to help. I also have a counselor on staff who's happy to help, who teaches shadow work, who does shadow work, who can help you. There is a videoed class. There's a live class. We're happy to help you with shadow work. We're happy to help you get going down your path. But bottom line, you cannot and should not do shadow work continually. You have to take breaks. Now, I'm not saying some people don't delve down it for a week or two and then take a break. Like, that's healthy. But completely delving down in it and living there and living your life by a book or an app or whatever that is just mean, you're going to damage yourself. You're going to damage yourself. There was the Bodhi rant. Sorry. All right, Miss Ashley Hack, you ready? So shadow work is integrating the dark parts of yourself in with the light. It has to happen for you to grow spiritually because the universe requires balance. And here's another little soapbox, okay? Because I love when people get on my videos, especially the baneful ones, and they're like, oh, this is balance, or, bad stuff's going to come back on you. And I'm like, well, no, not if you know what you're doing and you protect yourself. And 2, the universe requires balance. So it is what it is. You're welcome so much, Miss Laura Lou. So just like the universe requires balance, so does your shadow and your light self. So you have to integrate your shadow back in with the light to be whole. So this right here is Ashley Hack. My dog is making a weird thump noise over there. He must be up against something itching his leg. Because I was like, what is that noise? All right. Okay. There's a lot of masculine cards here. which tells me that you're fixing to really, really embrace your divine masculine, the masculine side of yourself that I don't think you've been hiding it. I think it's actually been pushed to the forefront because you've had to be this very firm person, but I think it bothered you at first, and now you're kind of going to embrace it. Okay. So first you have the master of the great hunt. Thank you, love. And I can't ever say his name right. Arwan. I probably just murdered that. Sorry. But that right there is authority and the hunt and balance. Then you also have the ageless, which again, masculine card. Both of them are also guides. Both of them, yeah, there's a lot of similarities in those two. But that is more, whereas the master of the great hunt is more in your face and powerful and raw and hunting and, things like that, like very, very outwardly powerful. The ageless is more healing and grace and powerful in a different way. So it's literally two sides of the same coin. And you're going to feel like you have to rotate between the two of these. Sometimes you have to be the hardcore, like almost violent masculine, and other times you can be the generous, grace, calm masculine. Does that make sense? So then you have me yawning. I was going to say just kidding, but I really did yawn, so I guess that's not kidding. But you have the grace and generosity card. This is the benefactor card. So karma-wise, where you've had to be this hardcore person and really embrace that powerful masculine, the universe is kind of seeing that and going to ease up a little bit on you. There's going to be some generous things come your way. Now, at first, they're just going to be small things. Take them and be thankful for them. Okay? Take them and be thankful for them. And then you have the lost compass, which is getting back to integrity. Whatever it was that was stripped away from you and having to be this hardcore person, you're going to gain a lot of your integrity back. Not only are you going to gain a lot of your integrity back, why is your reading making me yawn so crazy bad? Not only that, but I have a feeling that there was some interesting things that have happened, and whether it's people saying things that you did this or you did that, or I don't know what it is, spreading rumors, saying shit, whatever it is. But it's like you didn't really speak up. You didn't really defend yourself. And I'm going to say this, I'm proud of you for that. Because guess what, guys? You don't always have to defend yourself to people that are just trying to start shit. You just don't. Your actions can speak for themselves. So you literally had to just turn away and allow people to say things and do things that were hurting you. That's all going to come back to bite them in the ass. And it's going to show that you were the one that actually was doing the right thing. You were the one with the integrity. So just know that's fixing to bite all them in the ass. This right here is the bad karma. This is survival. There are some things that you've been ignoring that are going to come to the forefront. I have a feeling some of these are health issues, because the way that this card feels when I hold it, it's not like, oh God, you're going to lose your job and you're going to be fighting for keeping your house. It's not that kind of survival. This is you paying attention to people trying to come back into your life and basically hiding from them, like, fuck no. And then it's also some health things. So pay attention. Okay? Because you're going to go through a shift. It's like the universe is rebalancing your life here, because you have a lot of things that have to be transmuted into something better, something different. Now, when I say something different, it's better, but at first it may not look like it's better. Does that make sense? Because the universe is a trickster like that. So you're going to have a nice balance between this solid masculine front you've had to put up and the nice, calm, generous person that you actually are. So just letting you know. Just letting you know. Good. I'm glad that makes sense, love. It is going to be a good summer for you. Just at first, you may be like, what the fuck? And then when you step back and look, you're going to realize that it's actually amazing. All right. Miss, is it Taya? I'm going to say Taya. I'm going to say Taya. Hot flashes are stupid. I just want y'all to know that. I just want y'all to know that. You're so welcome. Yay, I said it right. I get a cookie in the form of heart medicine. I don't think that's a very good cookie. All right, love. Ugh. So gross. Wow. Okay, then. We're going to go with that card since it violently slung across my desk. All right. Yeah, for those of you guys that aren't menopausal age yet, fuck. And here's what's funny. I make a tea for menopause, for daytime and nighttime. And I forget about it until I can't make me a cup. And then I forget when I can make a cup. It's just crazy. It's just been crazy. It is what it is. Thank you, love. So once we get moved into our offices, then I will be able to actually make these things because I do have a fuck menopause tea. I have a fuck cancer tea, things like that. So right now I don't have room. All right, Miss Taya. Well, this is a good sign. I can't get one of these to draw. So that's a good thing. All righty. Well, okay. I was about to say, I can't get one of these. All righty. Ready? So you also start off with the Master of the Hunt, who we just saw, but yours is sideways. And this is the one that flung out hardcore. So that is authority and natural balance. So I find it funny that it's sideways when it says natural balance. Then you have confidence in your magic. So that right there, Sweet Pea, tells me that you have not been giving yourself enough credit in how powerful you actually are. Not only that, but I have a feeling the universe is going to show you a lot of things where you're going to go, holy shit, I can do that. I can do that. You're going to gain an immense amount of confidence in your own magic and your own personal power, girl. And one thing I love too is that these two are tied together, the two good karmic things going on. Both of them have the number 7 in them. So the second one here is possibility for a union. This is with you and another person. This is legitimately with you and another person. Now, this is not, oh my God, I'm going to find my soulmate. Oh my God, this is not that. This is somebody that's going to come into your life this summer. And it's going to be kind of on the fence a little bit. It's going to show you what you want and what you don't want in a friend. This natural balance and this authority back here, and you having your own confidence in your magic, unfortunately, it's going to cause you to lose some people out of your life. Because I have a feeling that you have a lot of people around you. They don't build your confidence very well. They don't build your confidence very well. So when this person comes in, it's going to be very interesting to have them in your life because they're going to show you the do's and don'ts. Like, I do want this, I don't want this. The other reason I say that they're tied together is these cards are literally the same colors. They're the exact same colors. They both end in 7. So they're both tied together. So I don't know if you've been manifesting somebody in your life, but that's kind of what this feels like. So this is the card of the bad karma coming through. And so this one kind of cracked me up a little bit when I saw it. This is the Wrath card. It tells me that you're going to have to be careful because some of these people that you're going to cut out of your life and so on, they're going to kind of hit you with a vengeance. You know what I mean? Like either texting you all the time or, oh, well, I don't want to be your friend anyway. Or, those, what I'm talking about? Those kind of people, the ones that send you the random texts here and there just to tell you what a piece of shit you are, even though they're the ones that either they're the ones that fucked up or whatever, or the ones that just want to give you a backhanded compliment that's actually, them completely tearing you down. You're going to have to be really careful not to respond to those people. Be really careful not to respond to those people. So part of this, let's talk about this magic part. This is the get curious. So when you start getting confidence in your own magic, that's when you need to get curious and you need to start learning the things and the stuff. When you realize that you have some amazing, cool gifts and talents, you're going to be like, what can I do with them? Play with them, get curious, use them. Now with the Wrath card there and dealing with that, this right here is soul work. So learning to not respond to those people or respond to them in more of a professional manner is going to be soul work that you have to do, that you have to go through, just so you know. So it's probably going to be pretty interesting, and you're really going to have to fight not saying, fuck you in your face right back to that. So you've got some soul work to do this summer, and it's going to come in the form of asshole people that you thought were your friends. Thank you for the corky butt. So next I have Melissa Bishop. Then I have Christina Jesse, Andrea, Emily Young, Cersei, Victoria. Victoria? Did I not? Hang on. No, I just thought I read you. Okay. Maybe I saw your name earlier and that's what I was thinking. So I was like, wait. Then Susan, then Regina, then Jeff. I have more on my list after that. Okay. So those are just like my next few. Okay. All right, Miss Melissa. Ready? Y'all might get to see me Pauly Shore eat in front of you. I'm just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. Yay. Hello, love. You're welcome, Miss Taya. Oh, well, I'm so glad, Aries Angel. Thank you. There are 2 Victorias. The other one was Delgado, but what's funny is right under her, the last name was very close to Foss. And so that's why I was like, I could have sworn I saw your name already. And then it was like, no. You just saw 2 things that looked like that. I just had you on the mind, Victoria. Well, I'm so glad to know that I came up on your For You page. That makes me happy. That lets me know that something put me there. Woo, 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 woo. That's a lot. That's a lot, Melissa. The good thing is this is the good cards. So you want to see a lot of the good cards. Woo. My eyeball itchy. Gotta love sinuses. Yeah. So I put on a whole bunch of Blue Lotus before Reiki and reads tonight. And man, every time I move my mala around, I can smell it. And I'm not going to lie, I just want to sit and fan myself with this, even though it doesn't fan. Even though it doesn't fan. All right, Miss Melissa, you ready? All righty. So you kind of have two sides of the same coin as well. Ready? You have the Lady of Masks on one side, and then you have the Queen of the Shadows on the other. Thank you, CJ. So the Lady of Masks is reclaiming yourself. It's surface appearance. It's putting on a mask to fit in or to do whatever. The other side here, though, the Queen of the Shadows is wrath and instability and suspicion. So it's kind of like the good and the bad. You literally have the good and the evil, two sides of the balance coin. So that's going to be a fine line that you have to walk this summer. Just letting you know. So for those of you guys just joining me, I saw that you asked about doing for the zodiac signs. Every Tuesday at 8:30 Central Time, I read for the zodiacs collectively for the week, so you guys know what you're fixing to go. What's fixing to go? What's fixing to happen? How your week's going to go? There we go. Words and stuff and things. Words and stuff and things. So, all righty. One of the good karmas you've got is inspiration. So that right there tells me that whatever has had your inspiration down in the dust has picked it up, has dusted it off. It's all nice and clean and shiny again. So your inspiration this summer is going to be completely through the roof. I would not be surprised if you pick up a new hobby, you start learning something new, like whatever. It's an amazing boost to your inspiration. I actually feel like there's something that you stopped doing that you used to have a beautiful passion for and you stopped doing it. This next card is reconciliations. There's going to be some interesting people around you that are going to come back into your life. I say interesting because it's a couple of them. And one of them is somebody that is, you really thought you would never reconcile with them at all. I am going to say that for the most part, you're not really going to want to reconcile with them, but there is one of them that you will. And it's going to be the one that you least expect. Now, the bad karmic card is funny because it's commitment. Be careful not to overcommit yourself this summer, because that's one thing that you've got to learn as far as karmic stuff goes. So be careful that you don't overcommit, whether it's committing too soon to a new relationship, to taking on way too much stuff. Just make sure that you're not overcommitting yourself to something. And it's not going to be one time or one specific thing. It's actually going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot that comes your way this summer that you're going to have to be careful that you take things in stride, that you're like, okay, well, let me look first before I say if I can help you with this or whatever. So are you ready for why? This right here is the surrender card. I have a feeling that you like to be in charge and you like to be in control and you like to, and it's not so much that you have to be in control. It's not so much that it's like a power thing. It's just, that's kind of your trauma response, is to almost over control things. So you know everybody is safe. So you know everybody's getting where they're supposed to go and doing what they're supposed to do. So you're going to have to surrender just a little bit of that, okay? Just a little bit of that. I understand that on a deep, deep level. So just let me tell you, learn from my mistakes and don't try to control things so hard that the universe goes, guess what? Now you ain't got shit. I'm just saying, learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. All right, Miss Christina Jessie. So I'm going to do Christina, and then I'm going to take a pee break because it is 11:30. And I may float off in my little chair here if I don't. And then I have Andrea, Emily, Cersei, Victoria, Susan, Regina, and Jeff. I have more than that, but that's just the rest of my list. You're so welcome, sweetheart. You're so welcome. I love that Leanne's on you. Oh my God. Y'all are funny. Y'all are funny. What's that? Having to take a break or taking on too much? Because I know that's a Cappy problem. We want to control things. We want to do all the things. We want to be in charge. And so then we take on too much and then we get overwhelmed and we shut down. Like, that's not what it is. All right, ready? Gotcha. All right. So, Miss Christina, what is up with this? This is Morgan Le Fay, and this is atonement. It's also growth. Okay. So here's your first good card. This is the Netcaster. This is preparations come to fruition. So all of the things that you've been putting in place this year that you felt like you've wasted time, because I have a feeling there's a lot of things that you've started planning, that you've put things into place. That, I mean, you've literally been scraping and clawing and getting everything into place. It's almost like up until now, the universe has been showing you that none of this is going to happen. All the things you did is wasted time. But with this retrograde, with Saturn going into retrograde, all of those things you've been planning actually start to happen. So it's going to be a lot at one time. I'm just letting you know right now. Because then you have experiencing life as it comes. So this is like so much shit. So much shit. All the stuff you had been planning that seemed like it was never going to happen all starts to happen at once. So you're going to have to just take it in stride because you've been putting all of these things into place. And now the universe is like, oh, okay, have all of them at once. So take things in stride as they come. Okay? Take things in stride as they come. Enjoy it. Just take it in and roll with it. Okay? Because you have the influence card like this, and this is for the not so good karma coming up. You're fighting against allowing a lot of people to influence you, influence where you're going, what you think. And it's not so much what you think, but it's just, I have a feeling that you have some very hard-headed people around you, some very hard-spoken people around you. And a lot of times you just kind of go with it. So you don't have to listen to that bitch or whatever. But the thing is, you're going to have to. You're going to have to. And so this card right here makes me happy to see it Wapperjawed, because it says to me that you're going to stop listening to their influences much. Because you're reclaiming yourself. You're reclaiming all of these things here. So even though you've got some growth and some atonement, it is reclaiming who you need to be. So I'm glad to know that some of those people are not going to have as much influence on you any longer. Like, that makes me super happy right there. Super, super happy. So there you go. And I'm sorry that you have some very hard-headed people that are assholes and try to influence you to do something or another that you don't want to do. I'd love to see the look on their face when you tell them, I am not going to do that. Whereas before you've been like, okay, now it's going to be like, absolutely not. So I love that. All right. I'm going to go take a pee break real quick, and I will be right back, probably with some food to Polly Shore in my mouth while I'm doing readings. So when we come back, I have Andrea, Emily, Cersei, Victoria, Susan, Regina, Jeff, Candace Miller, and Regina again. Regina, did you mean to order one twice? Let me refresh and make sure that's all. Let's see here. All right. There we go. Okay. So on that last one, let me see if it'll just let me refund you. Well, it won't let me. So I thought I could do it just from the ticket screen, but I'll make sure that I send it back to you, Sweet Pea. Okay. So let me go pee real quick and I'll be right back, guys. So yeah. So as I came back into the living room, my couch is over there. I have pillows all over it. And I hear Zeus snoring, right? Because he's 3 pounds and he snores like an elephant. I couldn't see him. So I figured, okay, he's just buried. And I guess I made a noise or something. And I see this little head and these 2 tiny ears come up from the middle of this wad of pillows. So I don't know how he got in there, but it's cute as shit. It's cute as shit. I'm just saying. All right, Miss Andrea, you ready? Oh, is that you over here, Andrea? All right. Yay. Well, I'm glad I noticed that you were on YouTube. So that way I'm watching the right comments over there. I would just like 1 card, sir. And then it's like, let me give you 6. So I do have more pie stone necklaces, but I don't know what I have in stock. So that's why they haven't got on the site yet. Once we get moved to our offices this week, thank goodness I'll be able to see all of the things, because I have no fucking idea what I have or don't have, because things are just stuck on top of things. So yeah, y'all have been way too good for me. To me, for me, to me, to me. Yes. Okay, I would just like 1 card right here, right now. That's all the cards, girl. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Here she comes again. You start off with the Morrigan. The Morrigan is introspection and opposition. It's also some anticipation. The Morrigan is she is the weaver of fate. She's a very, very interesting Celtic war goddess. She's really badass. If you guys have never really looked up the Morrigan or learned about her, I highly recommend you do so. She's definitely a badass. Yeah. So that right there tells me that yours is a little different. You have some opposing forces in yourself that are going to be like pulling like this, that you're going to have to fight to keep together. The first part, this is grace and generosity. Now, these are the good cards, okay? This is the good part of the karmic stuff. So this is grace and generosity. You're going to find so many times this summer where you have the means and you have the ability and you're in the right space at the right time to be generous to someone else. When you're generous, when you're literally going to know in your gut the right time to do this. Whether it's just like maybe paying for someone's meal behind you or donating $5 here or there or little bitty things. You know what I mean? Like little bitty things. But you're going to be in the right place at the right time to absolutely change someone else's day, week, month, etc. Like just with one of these little bitty tiny things. By you doing those little things, the universe is like heaps all the good on you. Heaps all the good on you. Then you have the Watcher's card, which is the transpersonal card. This one here, this is what I was talking about with having the dual thing going on. Because while you have the grace and generosity, next to it, you have this Watcher's card. And that is you really, really watching everyone around you, watching the universe around you. So the only way I can explain this, it's almost like you stepping back from the universe a little bit and looking at things in a different light. Just observing, just watching, just paying attention to what people are doing and saying and how they're acting and being and moving. It's literally taking a step back. Now, the bad part of the karmic card is the play card. And at first, I was going to tell you not to play too much. But as I'm looking at all of these and so on, you need to play a little more. Because in playing a little more, it allows you to watch people. So in watching people, you're going to want to step back and like not be a part of things. But you're going to have to make sure that you take the time to play, to relax, to enjoy, to have fun. Your whole journey this summer has to do with self-love, sugar. That's where some of this introspection comes from. That's where the grace comes from. That's where watching comes from. That's where playing and enjoying life comes from. But your whole journey is about self-love. So it makes me feel really bad because it tells me that this is something that I have a feeling you feel guilty about when you practice it. So I don't know if you had someone in your life that told you it was selfish or whatever, but I have a feeling that you feel really guilty when you take time for yourself, when you take time for self-care and self-love. So I'm really sorry, sweetheart. And I'm glad that you understand these and you're welcome. But you're a fantastic person and you deserve to have your time too. So enjoy the summer of self-love. Love. Enjoy the love. Enjoy all the loves. You're welcome. You're so welcome. All right. Emily Young, you ready? I'm going to eat some more cold food. Nom, nom. Ooh, Emily's was like, bam. All right. I hope that helps you, Miss Andy. Well, that's a little too many. Well, thank you, love. I appreciate you thinking that I'm cute. As I throw cards in the floor. You haven't seen me in real life and seen how I really act. Just kidding. I'm even cuter. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. All righty. Here we go, Miss Emily. Okay. Well. You have an action-packed summer coming up, Emily. You ready? Thank you, Machine Gun Patty. You're adorable. Right back, love. All of y'all are fucking adorable. You just don't even know it. All right. Here we go. Miss Emily. You start off the summer with set. It's my favorite tea too, Tiffany. I drink it all the time. It's the zero sugar. I love it. You start off the summer with set, Emily. Set is ambition, but it's also short-sightedness. So you're going to have to be really careful that you don't allow your ambition and you pushing you forward. Does that make sense? Like you pushing to hit goals and stuff doesn't make you lose sight of the bigger thing. Because a lot of times we get to pushing forward with our goals and where we want to go in life. We lose track of the bigger picture. So, okay. This right here is the Intentionality card. Woo, I don't know what was on that piece of okra, but that was some spicy. That's dumb. Woo, that's dumb. Okay. This is the Intentionality card. It means that this summer, you're really going to start learning to act with a lot of intention. And this is not so much like making it yes, no, and sticking with it. This is putting your intention into something when you do it. Similar to putting intention into a working, into an item, into what you're doing. This is you putting your intention into every single thing, all of the little steps you're taking, all of the jaunts along the path to put you towards your goals. Your ambition is going to be through the roof this summer. So you're going to have a lot of intention in every little single thing you do. Well, I'm so glad that you stumbled upon me. Welcome, welcome. Then you have the Will-o'-the-Wisp, which is treasures in the shadow. This right here means that you're going to find where there are some parts of you that you felt were very, very shadowrific parts. You didn't really want to show too many people. You're going to realize that I'm getting yawn. You're going to realize that these shadow aspects of you are actually treasures. Because as you're sitting there mulling over them and thinking about them and like, I don't know that I really want people to know that, you're going to realize that there's treasure hidden in there. Some of the ways you look at the world is going to help you hit these goals. Good and bad. Okay? Good and bad. Now, here's the bad karma card. Are you ready? This is the upheaval card. This is the upheaval card. This is why I said you're going to have an interesting summer. Because that ambition and you moving forward and doing all these things. I'm so sorry. My yawns are contagious. I can't help it. The upheaval card tells me that something massive is going to shift in your life this summer. And it is going to be something that really, it's like you're going right along. Here's your path. There's your goal. You're heading for it. It does this. Like it's going to just completely shove you sideways. It has to happen this way because the universe needs you to show yourself. The universe needs you to show yourself that you have the ambition to get right back on track. Okay? This is the fate card. It has to happen. It has to happen. So I'm just letting you know. But you literally can pull yourself right back on track without much effort. So don't stress too much about it when it happens. I mean, you will, because we all do, but I'm just saying, don't stress too much when it happens. So, all right. So I have Cersei Von Haas, Victoria, Susan Cloutier, Regina Ramos, Jeff Harris, and Candace Miller. So, and Miss Regina, I promise that I will get yours back to you as soon as your second one there, as soon as I'm done, okay? I will just refund it to you. Unless you would like to put it towards Sunday's read or a next read, you tell me, sweetheart. All righty. Woo, I almost dropped that whole deck. Did y'all see that? Cat-like reflexes. So this is, woo, Cersei. Okay. And then Miss Victoria Faust. All righty. Well, I saved the majority of it only to drop some over here. That's okay. Ninja. No, I'm just kidding. I am literally not a ninja. What's funny is, like, I am so clumsy most of the time when I'm trying to be the ninja. And it's when I'm not, I'm like, I give up. The universe likes to fuck with me. It is what it is. Hi, love. All right, here we go. What is up with this fucking card? Okay. So you have the Leper King, which is bravery and self-sacrifice. It's also self-discipline, faith, moving forward, chopping through the brush. This summer is going to be one where I think you're going to learn an immense amount about yourself. Not just, oh, wow, I can zip line, or, you know what I mean? Like an immense amount about yourself. You're going to find out how much faith you have in yourself, how much faith you have in your path, etc. Because this is what I'm saying. I don't know what's up with this card tonight, but you also have the intentionality card. Like, you can't make this shit up. A lot of your bravery and a lot of your faith and self-discipline this summer is going to have to do with you making decisions and staying with them. Not changing your mind, not allowing someone else to change your mind, not giving second chances. You make a decision and you stick with it. And that includes to yourself, because sometimes we give ourselves second chances and we don't need a second chance. We need to not do it. So this intentionality is going to be a huge, huge thing for you. A huge, huge thing for you. Sometimes that is one of the hardest things to learn, guys. I will tell you this from experience, because this is something I had to go through, was I was so caught up in trying to please everyone around me that I was killing myself. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Spiritually, I was kind of dead. But when you start making the decision and sticking with it, which means no second chances, which means if you say it, that's what's happening. Those kind of things, guys, you're going to be amazed at how much your life changes, at how you suddenly have these amazing boundaries and you don't have to deal with bullshit anymore. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. So the other one is groupthink, which is you really being mindful of everybody around you. Now, I know that's funny when we just talked about intentionality and moving forward. You know, this is what's happening. I'm owning it. The groupthink card there is you being mindful of other people. You're going to be doing that moment by moment shadow work this summer that I was talking about. So when you're making these decisions, you're not going to just make them immediately when it comes up. You're going to think about it for a minute, and you're going to think about, okay, how is this going to affect all these people around me? If it affects these three good and this one bad, is that okay? Is it going to affect all of them bad? Am I even going to see them? Do you see what I'm saying? With this intentionality, with you really hardcore making decisions and setting boundaries, you're going to go through and think, like, if I say yes to this or no to this, how is it going to affect everybody around me? So here's the bad karma card. This is the self-interest card. So you're going to have to be very, very careful that you don't make the decision based on your own self-interest. Now, I'm not saying don't better yourself. Don't have that discipline and that bravery, but just be careful. You know what I mean? Just be careful, because it's going to be really easy to go down that slippery slope of self-interest, especially with some of the things that are going to pop up, some of the decisions that are going to pop up. Because this right here is the universe card. This tells me that this summer the universe is at your fingertips. So that's why I said you're going to have to be careful not to slide into that self-interest. Be really mindful of how your decisions are going to affect everyone around you. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can have all the things. Have your cake and eat it too. You can have your cake and eat it too this summer, love. I'm just saying. So, all right. Now I'm on Victoria Faust. I'm so sorry to hear that, love. Hi, Yasmin. Well, I've been hiding. I said, oh my God, Yasmin might see me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's going to be a fun ride, love. But the thing is, having the universe at your fingertips is going to be fantastic. And I have a feeling you haven't felt that way in a while. So just don't overwhelm yourself, okay? Don't overwhelm yourself. Well, good. I'm so glad, Zinni. Okay. That was just one card. I was like, okay. Thought that was like two. Thought my cards were going to be assholes. So, all right. All right. So it's getting late. I haven't got to the Sleepy Stupids yet. Y'all are not going to catch the Sleepy Stupids tonight. But, you know, I do get a little goofy as it gets later. Just all right. Ready, Miss Victoria? So everybody, I think it's interesting you asked about the energy. There's so much going on in the universe around us that it's pulling things apart, from people that have kind of ascended a little bit, people that have found their spiritual path. This is why, if you guys have never heard me on a live or talk about this, this is why over the last really 5 years, but hardcore the last 2 years, so many millions of people have woken up and have gotten pushed onto their path, because the universe is fixing to require us to step forward and help in a lot of ways. So with all of the things going on energetically, that's why there are so many energy workers suddenly stepping up, that their energy work is insane. Their spiritual gifts are insane. This is why some people's spiritual gifts are through the fucking roof. Oh, you're so welcome, Andrea. But we have solar flares. The sun is in a high cycle right now. The Earth's own waves, heartbeat, has been funky. Then there was a huge thing where NASA and a couple other places watched two black holes collide, and they weren't sure what they were going to do. They thought it was going to be like a big bang explosion, etc. It was not. They had a very weird collision, which actually ripped part of space-time, and that's now reaching Earth. So this is like all of the good sci-fi horror movies in one. So that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. All right, Miss Victoria, now that we've had the crazy talk. But just know, guys, if you're a practitioner, if you're if you're walking a spiritual path at all, it's for a reason. You've started delving down the rabbit hole and learning the things you've learned for a reason. That's why I made the video I made this morning. I was like, fuck that. Like, I already look weird. Like, you can pretty much spot me in a crowd, but I don't openly tell everybody around me in public, you know, hey, I'm a shaman. I can do this shit, blah, blah, blah. I do on TikTok because I'm like, TikTok, fuck it. But it's time for everybody to start stepping forward. I carry a kit with me everywhere I go. And today that kit got humongous. I actually have a bag that's just for that I carry with me for protection, for healing, for cleansing, for whatever. I have a whole bag. And I don't give a fuck who knows what I do anymore. Miss Victoria. That being said, all right. You have the Eternal Servitor. Now, no, you're not going to be an eternal slave. Okay. But this is the Ancient Wanderer. So this one's kind of a bittersweet card, in that there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of yearning to move forward. But at the same time, there's a lot of incompleteness there. Almost like you found all these things, but you still haven't found the main thing that your soul needs. So this right here tells me that going into this summer, really going into this weekend, you have a lot of things that you've been really hopeful would happen. You've been wanting things to happen, and things have been happening for you. But at the same time, it's not what you really want. It's not what your soul wants. But the thing is, you don't really know what your soul wants. Does that make sense? So I am planning to do some videos of what I have in my kit, and I do have some kits on my site. I can also design you a custom kit. For those of you guys that don't know, I have about 250, 275 different herbs at my house. I have tons of different woods. I have over 75 different types of waters and oils here. So yes, I can literally make you whatever kind of kit you need. So I'm happy to do that too. So the first card here is New Beginnings. With all of this yearning and you moving forward and still just not being happy, because I have a feeling that you've been getting things you wanted, but they don't make you happy. So this is a new beginning. So when Saturn hits retrograde and you start moving forward, there's a lot of new beginnings there. There's a lot of new things that pop up that are really, really going to hit you in the gut. And not only are they going to hit you in the gut, but in a good way, Okay, so let me say that, in a really good way. To the point that it overwhelms you. This is the overflow card, the overwhelm and plenty. So it's like all of these things, all of these new beginnings are just an amazing breath of fresh air. And in being that amazing breath of fresh air, when it makes your soul take a deep breath and go, oh, this is exactly what I needed, then the universe is like, oh, this is what you need? Okay. So just know that it's going to be slamming you with, and slamming is in a good way, okay? Because it is going to be overwhelming, the things that are going to come in. Now, don't turn those things away, because this is the bad karma card right here. This is caching. So it's kind of telling me that you have a problem saving some things. You're going to have to make sure that you save some of the stuff that comes in. So whether it's money whether it's goodies, whatever it is, you need to be saving things, cashing them for later. Whatever it is that's over, you get an overwhelming amount of it. You want to save it for later. Okay. Use what you need now, but save the rest for later. Because this is the reclaim card. A lot of you guys have had this card too. This is the reclaim card. The karma that's hitting is going to help you reclaim who your soul is. Because that's why you've been on this path where you've been getting the things that you've been asking the universe for. You've been getting all these amazing things, but it hasn't made your soul happy because you need to reclaim all of your soul and who your soul actually is. So you kind of have a very, very deep, deep thought summer coming on. But just know it is going to be one of those summers where you get overwhelmed with things and stuff. Stuff and things and stuff. So save as much as you can. Okay? Everybody needs some soul retrieval love. All right, Susan, you ready? So I have Susan, Regina, Jeff, and Candace. You're welcome, sweetheart. I'm so glad. I always love your little face. You guys don't know it, but when you come in my lives all the time and you stay here, I start to recognize your names and your little faces. And I mean, we're friends. Y'all don't know it, but we're friends. Just let it happen. Just let it happen. So. All right. Miss Susan. Love all of you guys. Ooh, okay. Let me put it exactly the way it fell. Okay. Well, I adore you too, love. Frosty bitch, I love when you come in because I don't know why. Like, it doesn't show me when everybody comes in my lives, but tonight it showed me you popping in, and every time I've seen your name, I'm like, that's like the best fucking name ever. Like, Frosty bitch. I love it. I love it so much. So, just saying. Some of y'all's names crack me up. I love them. I love them. Just saying. All right. Here we go. Miss Susan. Ready? I love that. A, I'm going to yawn again. And B, some of these cards have popped up repeatedly. I wish, here's what's funny. I don't know if you mean cold as in like emotionally or cold as in physically, but man, I'd trade you the physical cold because I'm okay right now, but I just had another hot flash. I swear, hot flashes are stupid. They're stupid. Whoever made women have hot flashes, you're dumb. I'm just saying, you're dumb. That's the only thing I can say is you're dumb. They're stupid. Miss Susan, you have char on, which is transition. It's movement. This is the ferryman. Then you have a tidy house. This is your very first karmic card. So this is clarity and organization. This right here, right off the bat, whatever this transition is, that I have a feeling you're already starting to go through it, but I love that that Charon itself is focus, because with the clarity and organization, because I'm looking at these other cards too, it's like you feel something big coming down the pike for you. You can feel it. And so you're starting to do things to organize, to clarify, to simplify things around you. Karmically, you're going to have a lot of this happen, which means there's going to be some things that maybe you've been worried about, whether it is spiritually, emotionally, mentally, whatever. There's some things that you've been worried about that the universe is kind of just going to make disappear. So just let it go. Just let him go. Okay. When the universe is clearing stuff off your plate, like literally sweeping it out with the broom, just let it go. Cut your losses. Because these two cards right here fell out on top of each other. So this one here is lost in space and needing direction. Whenever these things get cleared, it is going to throw you off kilter a little bit. It's going to throw you off kilter a little bit. Because this here is the adaptability card. Part of the karma that you're going to get this summer, and these are the good things, is learning to adapt really quickly when the universe removes something. Because a lot of times we fight, like the universe is removing something out of our path that isn't ours. It's not for us. And we're stubborn asses because we're humans, and we fight it and we fight it and we fight it and we hold on because it's comfortable. Like we've had that for a while. It's our toy. We don't want to let go of it. And the universe is like, no, bitch, like it's broken. It's been broken for years and you're still like holding on to it. It's like your whoopee has gone down to like just a little scrap of blanket. So the universe is going to make you be very adaptable. Now, here's the bad karma. And when I saw this card, I immediately like want to hug you. So I'm just letting you know right now, like, don't shoot the messenger. Okay. Part of your adaptability is to learn to focus without some gifts. So there's going to be a time this summer when it's almost like your gifts get shut off. Not all the way, but close. So that's part of the adaptability, is in dealing with that. So you're going to have to, I have a feeling that you rely on your gut. You rely on your intuition a lot more than you realize you do, because it's almost like it's going to get flipped off and you're going to have to work without it. Here's what's funny though. This is the versatility card, which is just like adaptability. It's really funny. So at the end of this, you're going to be so versatile in how you handle all these different problems is just insanely fantastic. Insanely fantastic. So here's my question, Susan, because all of this is setting something interesting. To me, this tells me that the universe is setting you up to help guide other people, because this is a lot of stuff karmically in one summer. So I think the universe is setting you up to put you in a position where you can help people going. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. So, gonna be an interesting summer. Gonna be an interesting summer. Where is this? There we go. Let me make sure that I've got everything on my list correct here. I've got everybody. Since we're getting toward the end. Because sometimes this thing doesn't upload correctly, so I have to refresh it repeatedly. So, did that make sense, Susan? Well, morning song. I will be doing mediumship reads on Saturday, but on Sunday I will be doing Norse reads. And there should be some already up for those if you want to snag one of those now. And on the reads, the only ones that I require people to really hear for are the mediumship, because I need to ask you questions. But on the Norse ones, I totally do them on YouTube, so you guys can watch it later. Got ya. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome, love. I'm curious to see, because I know you pop in a lot. So I'm kind of curious to see how you change over this summer and how everything shifts for you. So, all right, Jeff Harris, where are you at? Look, I told you these two cards just fell in my lap. What the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? You know what? These were the exact same two cards. If Jeff's meant to have these, then like I put them back in different spots. I'm good, Tiffany. I have Jeff and Candace to go. Wait, I skipped Regina, didn't I? I'm so sorry, Regina. Look at me. Here I'm like drawing cards for somebody else. Regina's like, bitch, I was first. So this is for Miss Regina. I'm so sorry. Gotcha. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate that. I try. I saw you down there. All righty. Woo, okay. You just throwing cards at me, Regina. All right. Ooh, I don't know what the shift is that's going on right now, but my whole, like back here, my whole head just started hurting. It's fucking crazy. I don't like it. It can go right the fuck off. Okay. All right. Ready, Miss Regina? So, okay. So you start off with Dawn. So this card right here is reward. It's evaluation. In fact, it's not even reward. It's just reward. So this here tells me that you're kind of going through and going to be continuing in an evaluation period in your life. And it's not the universe evaluating you. It's you literally evaluating everything that you're doing right now. Looking around at your job, at your family, at your house, at everything from big all the way down to little. You're evaluating everything and really taking a look at what actually matters. Because of that, this is the rising above the fray card. That tells me that there's a lot of things around you that are very, very drama filled, that are not in your highest good, that as you start doing this evaluation, you're going to be looking at them going, I don't need to deal with this. I literally don't have to deal with this. Don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to walk away at all. So this has come up a couple of times tonight. So let me just say this. Not that particular card, but this particular, what I just said, words. I learned very, very young, and this is how my dad was. And then I had a managing editor when my very first job out of college. Well, I got drafted out of college to work for a publishing company. But she was like this as well. And I learned from these two people that keeping a professional face, even in public matters, even in private matters, will always help you in the long run. Not being selfish, but by holding yourself in a very accountable, respectable manner and not stooping to somebody else's level will help you set boundaries. It will help you walk away from bullshit and you'll be happier. I sank into a family in a situation that was nothing but drama. And it got to the point where it wore me out and I got heart problems from it. And I realized I wasn't raised like this. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life right now? And in walking away from it, I literally went right back to that. No, it is what it is. I'm acting, I'm going to act on my decisions and stand by them and own them. And if somebody says the words, I'm out, you don't get a second chance. If you say, hey, I want to see other people, go see other people because I'm not an option. You're not coming back. If you say, hey, I don't really want to work for you anymore, cool. You're not coming back. If you say, I know that we've been friends for a long time, I'm busy, cool. You're not coming back. But it's been hard, but it's been great in that once I make that decision and I set that boundary, cool. It is what it is. And I've walked away from so much damn drama. It's not even funny. And I love it. So set those boundaries and walk away from this bullshit. Because it's keeping you from the things that resonate spiritually of where you're going. In walking and rising above the fray, and in just cutting things off and holding yourself to a different standard than everybody else does, you're going to see where there's so many things spiritually that have been resonating with you that you've been missing. They've just been like, so you're going to find that the world around you is so much more magical. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. And you're going to be so much happier, love. You're going to be so much happier. Now, here's the bad karmic thing, is that it's easy to distract you off your path. You're like me, you like the shinies. So you're going to have to make sure that you put some little stop or something in there where you're like, ooh, shiny. And then you yank yourself right back to what you were doing. Does that make sense? So you're going to have to be very, very careful, because the universe is going to throw distraction after distraction after distraction at you. Because this thing right here, these two things are fantastic. And they're amazing spiritual growth, emotional growth, everything. It's amazing. So the universe is like, oh, okay, you want all this growth? Well, let me throw distractions at you. I'll let you get by those. So you're going to know when the distractions hit. You're going to know, because it's going to be a time when you need to make a decision. You need to let somebody go, set a boundary, whatever it is. And then the universe is like, oh, really? But here's all of this. So the universe is going to do everything it can to tempt you and cause distractions. So stick to your guns, okay? This right here is the Ask Body card. That tells me that you do need to kind of focus on yourself, on your health. And that doesn't necessarily all mean physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, all of the things that make up you, make up your meat sack, okay? So pay attention to your meat sack, treat it good, feed it good things, give it a shower, brush its hair, things like that. Be good to your meat sack this summer. Okay, Regina? We'll just say it that way. Be good to your meat sack, guys. Because, your meat sack's got to get you through some shit. Saying. So, be good to your meat sack. Oh, God, that's funny. I like that. Be good to your meat sack. Just saying. Just saying what I'm saying. All righty. All right, Jeff Harris. You ready? Well, let me refresh again and see what's going on, because I only have the list I've got. So I've only got Jeff and let's see here. Nope, there you are, Carol. I got you. So I've got Jeff, Candace, and then Carol. Carol's my last one, love. You're welcome. How are you, Carol? Oh, well, I'm so glad to know that you're watching over there in Australia. Thank you. So where at in Australia, love? You're welcome, Miss Carol. All right, so this is Jeff Harris. I always love it when people find me way, way far away. It's awesome. Victoria. Hi, guys. Well, okay. You know what? That's too much. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, man. I was going to say okay, but you know what? I'm not going to say okay. I am shifting fate here as you are. All right. Maybe I am getting a little sleepy stupid, but I think I've earned it. Yeah. Yeah. All right, guys. I really love that some of you guys have said, I've been sitting here for hours watching you. I adore you guys. You just don't even know. All right. So here we go. You ready, Jeff? You ready? So you actually have the Arthur card, which is the champion and its nobility and its reliability. That right there tells me that you have some self-realizations coming. And I have a feeling they're coming pretty quickly. Here's why. So you have 3 cards right here. The first one is Rest and Renewal. It tells me that you've been busting your ass way, way, way too hard. Way too hard. And I have a feeling that is because it's the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. To bust your ass, to protect, to provide, to do all the things for the people around you. But you're wearing yourself down. So you have this rest and renewal coming up. The universe knows. The universe knows. Okay. The second thing here is balancing act. I have a feeling that you've been trying to balance a lot of things. You've been balancing all these plates on your fingers, trying to keep them all going. The universe is going to help you with that. I have a feeling, well, I got to say I have a feeling. The universe is going to send you, I'm going to say some things, but also some people to help you balance a lot of this stuff that you've taken on. So whether it's just somebody to drive the kids to soccer or something like that. But it is a whole bunch of things that are going to help you make that balancing act easier. So then you have the sacred contract. There's a lot of things this summer that are leading to this. This card right here also has to do with this bad karma. You have some kind of karmic contract with somebody that's fixing to end up in a battle this summer. It has to happen. It has to happen. This is the bad karma part, but it's a karmic contract that has to happen. So I have a feeling you guys maybe have revolved around each other and nothing has moved forward or whatever, but this is a battle. This is a battle and it has to happen. It has to happen. It has to happen because you also have this versatility card. With yours, you already know you have an amazing amount of versatility, but you don't give yourself enough credit for it. You don't give yourself enough credit for it. Once this battle is over, once this sacred contract has been fulfilled, then it's done. You don't have to deal with it anymore. So that's where the versatility comes in, because it is going to shift how you look at certain things and going forward. So, all right, Candace Miller. Thank you, Brenna. I have way, way, way too many decks of cards, and I'm just always getting more. But technically, they're a write-off because I use them professionally, so doesn't help me though, because then I'm like, yeah, I need more cards. I literally don't, but keep buying them. You're welcome, love. All righty. I'm glad. Did that make sense, Jeff? Oh, thank you, love. My nose is itchy. Somebody's talking about me. Stop it. Okay, okay. All right, Miss Candace. Ready? Good, good. I'm glad it made sense, love. Cards? Amazon. Totally. Amazon. So what I do is I go through and I put like 50 decks in my cart and then I narrow them down. And I just put save for later, save for later. I mean, that's what I do. Of course, then I also end up buying like 2 or more decks at a time. Just saying. All right. Candace, 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 Candace. You start off with Osiris, which is commitment. It's honesty. It's acquisition. It's responsibility. And then your first karmic card is the Watchers, which is a transpersonal card, which is you paying attention to everything around you. There's something specific going on right now that's a major responsibility for you. Like right now, right in this moment today. It's a major, major responsibility for you. Thank you, Sass. And so karmically, you're going to have to start watching everything around this ability or this responsibility. Not just whatever it is, whether it's a job, whether it's a person, not just what it is, but it is vital that you watch. It's vital that you pay attention to every little detail around the situation. And the universe is going to make those details super important and super in your face. So it's almost like they're going to glow, neon signs like this detail is important. So I'm just letting you know. Okay. You also have the empty well card, which is time to replenish. So this tells me that you've been taking on way too much. You've been taking on too much responsibility. You've been acquiring too much commitment. I mean, you've literally been trying to be everything to everyone. You've been taking on way, way, way too much, sweetie. You have absolutely emptied your whole well. The good thing about that is that the universe will make sure that you get time to replenish all of that energy. Okay? So that's the good part of that. Now, here's the bad part of it. Here's the bad karma, and this is anticipation. Because this is kind of a slow down summer for you. This is a slow down and watch and replenish. So you're going to have to be careful that you don't sit and anticipate things too much to the point that you overthink and cause things to happen. Does that make sense? Because we can easily overthink things and then like, maybe I should message this person or maybe I should do this or whatever. We start to overthink things and then we start to make rash decisions. So you're going to have to be really careful not to overthink, not to anticipate things so much that you start making decisions that later you're like, oh God, why'd I do that? If I'd have just waited. Because your gut's going to tell you. Okay. Now, you also have the reclaim card. Like I said, you can't make this shit up. This is why I say this all the fucking time. You can't make this shit up. You have the reclaim card. You need to reclaim you. This is why it's going to be pretty obvious that you've got to pay attention and have, pay attention to the details in this situation. But it's also why you get to take a step back and replenish yourself. Because you're reclaiming a massive part of you. As my dog decides to just die right here. He's not dying. He's not really dying. Okay. It was a joke. He is just the loudest little dog ever. He has little man complex so bad. But I love him. So, reclaim yourself, Candace. Totally, totally, totally reclaimed Candace. And reclaiming, guys, sometimes isn't just like, yes, I'm me. It is realizing that you got so far away from who you thought you'd be or who you wanted to be or whatever, and realizing that you really like who you are. So I'm just saying. Just saying. All right, Miss Carol, are you ready, sugar? So, see, my dogs know that it's about time to go to bed because, like, Bear's underneath me, like, nudging my foot and curling up. My last of the day is the beautiful Miss Carol. And trying to throw all the cards at me. Seriously. You know what? Fine. Fine. All right. So I saw that somebody was asking about the deck that that card. I'll show you in just a minute. I did get it on Amazon. Now I got it on Amazon like 3 years ago. I don't know. This deck right here is called Mausolea. So if you took mausoleum and put an EA at the end, EA, holy shit. That was some redneck voice that just came out of me. I apologize. I don't know what the fuck that was. Mausolea. But these are the backs of them. This is a shadow deck. I really love this deck. It has Egyptian deities, Greek deities. It has El Shaddai in it. It has King Arthur. It has Shakespeare. Like, it just has this amazing array of characters in it. And I love it. I love it. So I love it. So this one and the Dark Mirror, I bought at the same time. They had both been out of stock for a long time. And I just got lucky that I was on there one day looking for something and it popped up. And I was like, oh, let's see if they have it. And they did. And I was like, buy now. So, yeah. All right. I swear my dog is doing, he's like that annoying toddler that, I don't know if you guys can hear him in his old man noises over here, but he's literally doing everything he can to be loud. And it's so funny. And I know he's doing it on purpose because he's looking over his shoulder when he does it. It's the funniest thing. Like, I'm being too loud and I need to shut up. Like, it's funny. It's funny. I love him. All right, Miss Carol. Well, you can't make this fucking shit up. You can't. I'm just saying. I know y'all saw me shuffle cards. Just remember that. So first of all, you have Nyx, who we haven't seen at all. So Nyx is secrets, but it's also vigilance. It's doing some shit and some stuff. It's doing the fuckery. It's doing the shenanigans. It's using your talents. It's an amazing connection to the divine feminine. So that right there tells me that your power is kind of switched on this summer in a really, really amazing way. And then you have movement toward adventure. Karmically, your power being switched on is going to lead you down some paths that I have a feeling they're paths that you've wanted to go down, but you don't realize how amazing the universe is going to be in taking you down them. So maybe you were like, oh, I would really like to have this job, or this would be cool to do this one day. And the universe is like, I got you. Like, here's all of it. And so suddenly it's like, it's a wave pushing you down the river instead of just, lazily floating the canoe. But then you have grace and generosity. This is something where you need balance. So as the universe is giving you all the things, you need to make sure that you're giving back as much as you can. So do whatever you can to make someone's day, even if it's something super tiny. You don't always have to like give away money or buy things or whatever, especially if you're broke, guys. But if the universe heaps money on you, then you want to make sure to give some back. Give some back to people who need it. So every time the universe moves you forward down the river and gives you something amazing, give back. You see what I'm saying? Then you have me yawning. You have the balancing act, which is like this. So it also tells me that this summer is going to be a little intense, and you're going to have to really make sure that you're paying attention to the things that need your attention, paying attention to things you need to focus on in that moment. Because this is not a summer of balance. This is a summer of focus, 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 focus. You see what I'm saying? It's not a summer of everything being perfectly balanced. It's a summer of adventure and movement and not being balanced, not being stuck. So this is a time when not being balanced is a good thing. Okay. Now, let's talk about the bad karmic card. And that is mimicry. With you in particular. It's not that you're going to mimic other people, that you're going to try to walk their path. It's that you're going to have people try to mimic you. And it's going to be very tempting to lash out at them. The best thing you can do, and it's funny that I'm saying this, the best thing that you can do is put that wall up and cut their access off to you. Because if they're going to mimic you, and they're going to go so far as to look like you, act like you, dress like you, do whatever it is, they do not need access to you anymore. Because that's not a good thing. I know that, they say, people that mimic you, that's the highest form of flattery or whatever. Anymore, it's really not. It's really not. Because a lot of the people that try to mimic you are scammers. Trust me, I know. So, here's why I say you can't make that shit up. It's the reclaim card. This is why I was like, I know y'all saw me shuffle. It's the fucking reclaim card. Sweet Pea, yours is a little different in that you're reclaiming a part of your soul that you put in a box a long time ago. You're a really, really powerful feminine practitioner. And I'm not sure if you just put it in the box, if you turned your gifts off, or if you, I don't know, whatever the influence was that caused you to not utilize that part of yourself. All of that is coming back up this summer. It's why you've been fascinated with certain things, learning all the things, gathering ingredients that you didn't realize you needed. Like, love, this is the summer that you reclaim all of your power, all of who you are. Having that Nyx card at the front, that is a massive amount of feminine energy and power, especially connected with the moon and the shadow and so on. So step forward and reclaim that stuff, love. It's going to be a summer that pushes you down those paths. Just make sure you know that it's not a balanced summer. It's not a balanced summer. Not for you. You're going to be like, focus, 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 focus. So it's going to be like an all or nothing summer for you. Let's say it that way. So I hope that helped. I'm glad to see you go, yes, at the end of that. I'm glad to see that. So, yes. Well, let me turn the YouTube off here. Thank you guys on YouTube for watching. And those of you guys on TikTok, if you missed your reading or whatever else you want, or if you just want to listen to somebody else's reading or whatever, it's on YouTube. So let me stop the YouTube there. I always put things